where I wrote a letter. I wrote a letter to my 30-year-old self, and I said to my mom, when I turn 30, I want you to give me this letter. And I said, dear self, you are going to be the most amazing doctor ever. You're going to save lives, emergency medicine. You're going to make sure that people live and that they're perfect and everything is amazing. And not only that, you're going to play the piano, and on the weekends, you're going to dance in a professional company. And I wrote this letter, I sealed it, and I handed it to my mom. I told her I was going to be that. My mom, she was a pianist. Now, she wasn't an ordinary pianist. My mom did not play jazz. She didn't improvise. She was a classical pianist. She was very serious about her piano. She played pieces like, will you share one of the pieces? Similar to that. Now my mom, from the time I was about 4 years old, started to teach me piano lessons. Now how many people have ever had your mom or your dad try, the operative word is try to teach you something? Raise your hands. How many people have ever had it fail? Either your parent couldn't teach you because they didn't necessarily have the skills, or you and the parent were like a bull and another bull, like locking horns and trying to like rip each other to shreds all at the same time while neither one of you was listening. Raise your hand if you've ever had that happen. Come on. I have a 9-year-old. I'm well aware. I'll be like, I really can help you with your math. You don't understand math! It's only multiplication. I think I understand it. Well, that was my mom and I in piano. My mom was an amazing pianist. She was nationally renowned. She toured actually all over the world, so she's world renowned. And I only wanted her as my teacher. She was incredible. But even though I only wanted her as my teacher, I still fought with her night and day. Got to the point I remember when we were teaching piano lessons where my mom would literally be like, if there's more than 2 X's in a month, that means we had 2 arguments in a month, she was like, I'm sending you to another teacher. I'm like, no, I don't want another teacher. I like fighting with you. I loved piano. It was like my quiet time. I would play and the world would disappear. Whereas with my grandmother was my storyteller. My grandmother had a story for everything. I'd be washing my hair and she'd be like, let me tell you about the time. Your grandmother, she was ridiculous. I was trying, well, let me rewind. She always said that, rewind. Let me tell you, my mother was ridiculous. I was just a victim of her ridiculousness. She actually grabbed the purple hair dye. I put it there. And she dyed my hair purple instead of the, stuff that she meant to do it with. And I had to go to school the next day with purple hair. And it's not like now where we've got purple hair, pink hair, green hair, yellow hair. When I went to school, you had regular color hair or you were sent home. And I didn't like school. So I knew if she dyed my hair purple, I was going to be sent. My grandmother told stories like that all the time. I mean, everything. You'd literally be about to go brush your teeth and she'd tell you some story about some trick she played or something she did while you're brushing your teeth. Sometimes there were things that were gross, and you'd be like, what? Now I don't want this soup anymore because you told me about the time you spit in it for your younger brother. And that you made it look like it was like one of those fancy soups that had swirls on the top. Yeah, while I was eating my potato soup that I really liked. I was like, thanks, Grandma. I'm good now. But when I started to go through school, I was doing science. I really love science. How many of us room are science nerds? Science geeks, like you love science. Science is your thing. Hand down. And I say nerd and geek with pride, by the way, because I am totally that kid. I took anatomy and physiology when I was a junior in high school and AP biology when I was a senior. And I was the kid who it took home. We had to do, oh my God, I'm blanking on the thing. Oh my gosh, the world is jumping out of my brain. You had to like cut open and you had to examine the insides of it. Thank you. Dissection. I don't know why. So I literally was the kid who wanted to take, back then you could do this, now you can't. I wanted to take the animal home so I could study for my test. I was the kid who had a fever of 103 degrees right before my AP biology test, but I was not taking the makeup exam. I had studied hard. I was that kid. At the same time, in the afternoons, evening, I started to do theater. I loved theater. And my mom told me when I went to college, I had to choose. I could not be a doctor, a theater person, and a musician, and a dancer. It wasn't going to work. So I had to pick. So I had as an act of rebellion, I'm not going to play piano anymore. Ha! Because my mom was a pianist. I was not going to do what she wanted. And I started to do theater more and more. And I started to realize that I loved science, but I didn't want to be a doctor anymore. So I became an EMT. You know what an EMT is? Yeah. What's an EMT? Someone fill in for someone who doesn't know what it is. What's an EMT? Super close. Emergency medical technician. Anyone has ever seen on a television or themselves dial 911? Give me a double thumbs up if you know the ambulances and the fire trucks. I was one of those. I was not a fan of the fire truck as much. I preferred to not go into burning buildings that were falling down around me. I preferred to be outside when the burning building was falling down. I was outside taking the patient and fixing the patient. Okay. I had the opportunity to become an EMT, and I was EMT and a firefighter for 6 years. And literally, I would show up, and you had to be able to carry up to 250 pounds. And I would share that between another person. And I would come into a home of maybe an older woman. Have you ever seen the television show Hoarders? Yes. Oh. Hoarders is someone who collects things but never stuffs. I one time showed up in my ambulance to a hoarder's home, and I kid you not, there was a path this big between newspapers and magazines. She had never thrown it out. We had to literally go through that path to find her in the bathroom, and in the bathroom, she had so many stacks, she had fallen in between one of her stacks. So we had to literally lift her up, and we had to actually, there's something called a standing stretcher. We had to actually put her in a standing stretcher in order to get her out of there, because there was no way to keep her flat. That was one of my talents. I loved it, but it wasn't what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I knew that I wanted to do other things. I wanted to travel the world. How many people in this room, math is your thing? You love math. How many people reading and writing is your thing? You like to read, you like to write. How many people performing arts is your thing? You like to sing, you like to dance, you like to act. How many people visual arts is your thing? You like to draw. How many people in this room, sports is your thing? You like to play sports. How many people in this room, hands down? How many people in this room, sports is not your thing, but you are really amazing at video games? All right, can you do down? And you can hear my voice, clap once. Hear my voice, clap twice. So some of you might not think video games is actually a talent, but I had a friend of mine who's so good at video games, became a video game tester as a career. It's literally what he does. He plays video games and he tests where there are errors in the game. How many of you consider yourself someone who can churn out a story or a poem like that? You double thumbs up if you can churn out a poem or a story like that. Okay, I like the adults back there. Nice. Oh, okay. So, friends, before we move on, I want to share with you one of my favorite stories. You sit up, friends. My teacher always said to me that I had to learn to listen to myself and the people around me before I could know what I wanted. When I graduated college, and I'm a lot older than I look, I thought to myself, my talent is performance and directing. I will be a director. I don't want to teach. I don't want to teach. I don't want to be my mom. My mom was an educator and a pianist, and I didn't want to do that. And so I went on to direct plays all over. And what I found was, I'm going to be honest, I like kids, I don't like adults. I'll be honest with you, in the theater world, there's a lot of adults who have an ego. You know what an ego is?
Yes.
That's their opinion of themselves. Then in the theater world, they have egos that could fill not just this room, but the entire recreation center. Would you agree?
Yes.
They walk in the space and they're like, you are in charge of me. I'm better than you. All the time. And I realized I didn't enjoy that. So I crafted my first performing arts show, my solo show at 20. And I stood in front of a group of 250 kids and found my home. I loved telling stories to kids. I loved watching their eyes light up and seeing them come up with their own stories. But this story reminds me of that. A long, long, long time ago, there lived one single tree amongst a sea of trees that all looked alike. This tree, she was her own entity. She didn't want to do anything the way that everybody else wanted to do it. How many of you are like that? You're independent. You want to do it your way, your creative way, your unique way, and you don't necessarily want to follow the path of the adult that's in front of you who's telling you what to do. Come on. Admit it. That should be almost all of you. All right, hands down. She was a unique tree. She bore the name Sassy Tree with pride. How many of you can sass with the best of them? Give me a double thumbs up if you can sass. Nice. Other trees, other animals, other creatures would speak, and everybody would listen, and she would laugh. She'd be like, I'm not going to be uniform like you. I'm going to do it my way. When the rain comes down, I'm going to dance. I'm going to sing. I'm going to do it my way. Trees can't dance. If they dance, their roots get pulled up, and they fall over. This huge ancient tree in the forest one day looked up, and there were clouds everywhere. He said, ooh, rain is coming. He called out to the tiny little creatures, little creatures, the rain is coming. And soon it did. Do I have any musicians in the house? No? Because I got to come up. Any musicians? Couldn't come. This is a thumb piano. Do you have thumbs? Yeah. Excellent. What do you think on a Dutch you can play? Just slide. Go for it. Nice. Nice. Keep going, keep going, keep going. As that rain fell down ever so gently, the big ancient tree leaned over. Little trees, be careful. But little tree, was she being careful? Nope. She was dancing. My friends didn't know this. She heard that tree, said, all the way up, all the way. She started to dance and move, even while the thoughts please. That's right. She was dancing and playing for a long time. Said she had a tune in her mind. And as the rain grew louder, and the rain became more, and the rain came down heavier, the tiny little tree, she grew faster. That big ancient tree, he saw what was coming. He saw the thunder grew louder, and the lightning fell across the sky. He envied that little tree, her energy, but he knew what was going to occur. He didn't want her to be the same as the other trees. He just wanted her to hear the call of the rain. And all of a sudden, he saw, and he heard a loud. That big ancient tree looked over as that tiny little tree split in half. The lightning had sliced right through. That big ancient tree looked over. He said, little tree, you okay? But she couldn't hear him. She couldn't hear him until the rain stopped. The sun rose in the sky. When the sun rose in the sky, I said, little tree, you okay? She said, I am. I know that even though half of my tree fell down, I will continue to grow again. Because the tree wasn't scarred, it was just that one spot. She said, but in that spot where my tree fell, a new tree will grow. And when that new tree grows, I will remind that tree that although it is important to be unique, find your own talent, to dance to your own tune. You must hear those around you with great experience so that you can grow on up. To your hands like this, friends. Bring that story to a close. Can you give me a round of applause, please? Now, the storytelling world will be crack, and the poetry world will be snap. You give snaps as I invite on stage one of the most talented poets that I have ever had the honor of partnering with and working with. The man with the green pants, because his pants like sparkle in the sunlight. Are you ready to do your thing here? You know, shall we? You have to. Okay. You cannot. Right. He gave it to the younger kids. You cannot skip that part. It's hysterical. You ready? Hold on. Wait. Pretend. Hold on. Wait. It's like the That's an amazing dancer.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I said, how y'all doing? When I say poetry, you say rocks. Poetry. 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 When I say spoken, you say words. Spoken. Spoken. When I say to be, you say heard. To be. To be. To be. So, my parents were born in the Philippines. I grew up in Clinton, Maryland. Are there any Filipinos in the house? Woo! Represent, Filipino represent. What's your name?
Isabella.
Huh? Isabella. What's your name? Gabriel. What's your name? Noel. So we have 3 Filipinos in the house. When I was growing up in Clinton, Maryland, a long, long time ago, there were no Filipino people. Filipino people were not invented at the time. It was so long ago, my family came into Clinton, Maryland on Carabao. It was like the little nipa hut on the prairie. And as soon as we moved into our new home, my mom, who was a nurse, a hypochondriac, someone who's afraid of germs, and she was very, very religious, very, very Catholic. She started making the sign of the cross with Lysol. Oh, Lysol. I have 2 sisters named Faith and Charity. My name is Regie. There is no hope in the family. And so my mom, being an immigrant, was very, very afraid of the whole neighborhood. She said, Regie, why do you want to sleep over the neighbor's house there? Psst, come here. Regie, why are you eating the neighbor's foods there? You don't like our food, what is wrong with you? Regie, stop playing that video game all the time. Video game, video game. Regie, why don't you practice your piano lessons? So Filipinos love piano, because it's like old-fashioned karaoke. And she'd say, Regie, come on now. Play me the cats, the memory from the Broadway musical. Psst, come on. Your titas and titas are here to hear me sing. Psst. And I'd be like, okay, Mom. Okay. Good. Midnight, not a sound from the pavement. I am beautiful. My mom would sing that song off key while everybody applauded. with a plate of pancit noodles on their lap, sipping Pepsi, and calling her a Filipina Barbra Streisand. Benilda Cabico, you sound like Barbra Streisand. Really? You know why it is? It's because every time I play Barbra Streisand's records, her voice is flying out of the speakers, and her voice is traveling through my ears, and my feet become like Barbra Streisand, and my hands become like Barbra Streisand, and my eyes become like Barbra Streisand. And I could hear the wind of the beach of Boracay, Philippines, where the sand is like sugar, and the water is blue. Memory, like the corner of my eye. That's the way we are. At night, she would make me and my two younger sisters pray the rosary in front of a 4-foot Mary statue. Regie, you have to stay in all-boy Catholic school. But Mom, I don't want to go to all-boy Catholic school. I want to go to performing arts school, the Duke Ellington School of the Arts. I watched Solid Gold, and I learned the latest dance moves, and I could see myself breakdancing on top of lunch tables and taxi cabs in New York City. Regie, New York City is so parang dangerous. Do not go to the Duke Ellington School of the Arts. Why don't you stay here? Do not go away. You will be a doctor or you will be a lawyer. But Mom, I want to be a performer. I know that I can make people laugh. I know that I can write, and I can be anything, and I can do anything, and I can become anything, because I feel what people are feeling, and I want people to see. Well, my mom never let me go to the Duke Ellington School of the Arts. Instead, I went to Bishop McNamara High School, where for my senior year for drama class, the director said, I'm going to give you the role of a lifetime. And he cast me in the show, Dracula. Oh, yeah. But I had no lines. And what's Dracula? Dracula only comes in for 3 scenes. I could be more than Dracula. And so, when I went to New York City for college, I realized that I was not Asian enough for the casting directors. They would stare at me and they say, do you know any jiu-jitsu? Do you know any karate? As if this were jiu-jitsu or karate. I said, no, but I can really act. And I didn't want to perform anymore. So I wrote my first poem. The government asks me to check 1 if I want money. I say, how could you ask me to be one race? I stand proudly before you, a fierce Filipino who knows how to belt hard gospel songs played to African drums in a Catholic mass, and loving the music, the suffering beats, and lashes from men's eyes in the capital streets. I have danced jigs with Jim Crow and shuffled my hips to the sonic guitar of Clapton and Hendrix, waltzed to Dead Zombies, skipped the bamboo sticks, ballad kabuki and mayam katakali, or Ribadurchi the Ramba and tapped in Pan Alley, and you want me to dance the Bhagavad Gita on a box too small for a Thumbelina thin diva? I'll check other. And when I performed a poem at the Eureka Poets Cafe, people were crying and they gave me a standing ovation. And no one ever did that for me. So I write poetry to tell my own story. I write poetry to celebrate my family. I write poems so I can be me. Thank you. Should I do what I total poetry? Oh, when I say poetry, you say rocks. Poetry. Rocks. Poetry. Rocks. Poetry.
Rocks. Besides that, if I say story, you say rise. Story. Rise. Story. Rise. Story. Rise. We are going to do a little bit of an improv style, okay? Both poetry and story combined. So you need to give us 2 characters, a setting, and we are going to create a story. And we're going to have a chance to play. There's some options I see over there. The options are different.
This is a little different, but
Nice. We're changing it up for the older friends.
Okay.
a volcano during the dinosaur age on an island. I swear, those little kids, that I kid you not, one of the younger groups came up with volcanoes too. I said, I need one character. Cannot be a human, cannot be anyone from this camp. It has to be an animal or a creature. Yes, sir, one character. And by the way, even though it's the dinosaur age, we can still have real other animals in too.
A dragonfly.
A dragonfly, beautiful. A dragonfly. I heard Bob, named Bob, because it's just funny to add.
Bob the dragon.
Bob the dragonfly. One other character. A unicorn, fabulous. Hands down. Awesome. All right, crisscross, that was awesome. You're not though. Cross up on your knees. And my friends who are sideways, just turn around this way so you can smell.
Guys, face forward, please. Daniel.
My friend with the fabulous, yeah. All right, so we've got a unicorn, a dragonfly named Bob, and an erupting volcano. We've got our problem right there. So long time ago, there lived a group of dragonflies, I messed that, I apologize. A group of dragonflies. Now these group of dragonflies, they had seen everything. They were not an ordinary dragonfly because they could fly through time. So they had powers that no other dragonflies would have. Years and years, centuries ago, there was actually a magician, a sorcerer, who had literally caused an explosion in his tiny little hut. And when it exploded, it happened to be that this group of dragonflies had been filing through. And when they went through, these tiny little droplets of this magic landed on them. And when they hit a cloud, they would fly through time. It was amazing. They could go back in time and across the world to centuries that didn't even exist. Their favorite time to go to was the dinosaur age, though, because they just thought dinosaurs were cool. They like to watch the Tyrannosaurus Rex try to eat other animals. They thought that was pretty neat. They like to watch the other animals sort of disappear. They particularly liked the pterodactyl. That was one of their favorite characters. But one day, the dragonflies were flying through the air and about to go back in time to the dinosaur age when they saw the saddest thing they'd ever seen. It was a unicorn, except she lost her horn. It was gone. Now they knew it was a unicorn because there was the spot where the unicorn used to exist, and there were like sparkly flashes occurring right at the unicorn spot, but the unicorn was gone. She looked like a pathetic horse, except that she wasn't happy about being a horse. It was like, and you know, I don't know if you know this about unicorns, when they're upset, they change color. I mean, they change all sorts of colors. So this day in particular, she was what color? She was upset, so what color was she? Red. She was, can you give me a shade of a color, though? Don't just give me this straight up color. Like, level it up. Level it up. Yes, sir. Tomato red. She was like, in some spots, because that was her anger shining through, she was like, yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. What other color was she? What? Blue, but what shade of blue? Don't give me the actual blue. Like, give me a shade. You said what, Scott? But baby, oh, hands down. She was tomato red on her back side, but her front side, she was baby blue. And she was crying turquoise tears. And it seemed like her nose was a mixture of it all because it was purple. And it was like purple and it was like swelling. She looked upset. I mean, she was downright miserable. Those fireflies, those dragonflies flew past her and they said, you know what? I know what can make you feel better. They gathered together all of the dragonflies, and I forgot to tell you, they also had superhuman strength. And they lifted that unicorn up, and they threw her through the time portal, flying after her. She landed in not a good spot, on the side of an erupting volcano. She looked at them, and not only did her baby blue disappear, but she became full-on tomato red. She was like, what did you do? That gets worse. I am next to a volcano, and my feet are so, I have hooves, and they're completely stuck. She was flipping out. She was flipping out. She was stuck on the side of a volcano. They tried everything. Finally, they went and they found a flying dinosaur. What dinosaur flies, remember? They found a favorite. They said, pterodactyl, can you help us out? The pterodactyl, he used the back side. And meanwhile, the Tyrannosaurus Rex was looking at that unicorn like she was food. I did not make that unicorn feel safe at all. The unicorn thought to herself, this is it. I am becoming unicorn food for dinosaurs centuries beyond my time, and I am all here because of these horrible dragonflies. The pterodactyl unstuck her. The dragonflies lifted her, they tossed her through the time portal, and she landed on top of a cloud. Wow. When she landed back on a cloud, she looked down. She saw right down the fountain below her was her unicorn horn. She tumbled off that cloud. She landed right there. She grabbed it and she secured it on, because what you don't know about a unicorn horn is it's kind of like, you know, the leg of a chair. You know, it has to be screwed in. The unicorn horn is screwed right in, and boom, her magic was back. And that is the story of the unicorn and the dragonflies. Take your hands like this, please. Give yourselves a big round of applause, please. When I say poetry, you say? Okay, a little bit more enthusiastically loud than that. When I say poetry, you say? When I say poetry, you say? Are we ready for them? We are tight on there because they have 10 minutes before they get us ready. Are we ready? We're going to do one improv and then we'll grab a few friends out.
Yeah, I'm going to switch this up a little bit because, let's get it from Miss Arianna, who is doing the improv. Miss Arianna. I like poetry that asks or answers who I am. And so rather, I would like to have a volunteer, someone that wants to be a performer, wants to be on stage, who's got a big voice, and who can, all right. How about you? What's your name?
Casey.
Casey, come on up here with me, please. So, we are going to do a little improvisation. Casey is going to ask the question. The question is, who are you? All right? So Casey, you're going to ask me the question. You're going to ask like you really want to know